Hello and welcome to another supplemental video. Today we are going to be going over lesson 11, which is the start of our discussion on for loops. So to begin with for loops, this is the first time that we've really been introduced to something that can repeat over and over and something where we can get our code to do something that we want it to do over and over. But to start with, it's just nice to understand how the for loop works. So we're going to use a very basic example for that to start. I'm going to start my for loop with for, the word for. I is a variable that could have been anything. It could have been X, could have been C, could have been anything. Doesn't matter, right? Because it's a variable at the end of the day. And as long as it's valid as a variable, then we're good to go. So for I in. Now, in is a keyword that is used in Python for a lot of different reasons. In this instance, we are looking in something, or it's just a part of the syntax for our for statement. So for I in range. Now, range is a nice little unique function that's going to allow us to say, I want to go through something so many times. So I'm going to start with in range 5. And then I'm going to print out the variable I, which we started up here. Now, the really unique thing that we're going to see happen is I will actually contain the numbers that range is putting out. But don't forget, Python always starts with 0. So we're not going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's take a look at that behavior right now. So you can see on every single new line, we got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If for some reason we wanted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the solution is quite simple. Simply add 1 to I. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have seen that not only can we print out these numbers, we can also affect them with math. So I is just like an integer, just like anything else. Range has a few different functions, though. I'm going to put this comment down here for our assistant. So we have a few different things that we can do with this. Right now, I have told Python to stop at range 5. Okay, so in other words, I'm telling it, I want you to stop at the number 5. But range is capable of having 3 different what are called arguments put into it. In other words, 3 different things that I can put into it and tell it exactly how I want it to behave. So right now, range is interpreting a single number as a stop. If I put a number before this, however, or after 5, say I say 5 comma 10. Now I have 5 as my start and 10 as my stop. So let's run this. We get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5 is included in those numbers, but 10 is not. Let's take a look at another example. Let's say that I wanted 2 through 9. The expected behavior that we're going to see are the numbers 2 through 8. And that's exactly what we end up seeing over on our output side. And we can carry this to extremes too, right? Let's take 2 through 200. Our last expected number is going to be 199. And we can see that my computer goes as fast as it can, but it still can't go through it instantly. Let's take it to another extreme. Let's take it to 1,000. And we can see exactly that the for loop is running as fast as it possibly can through all of these numbers. All right, the last step in here is called step. So let's say that I had 2 through 9. We'll run this to see what the expected outcome is. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The step, if I put in the number 2, will instead just give me 2, 4, 6, 8. So if I only wanted a specific series of numbers, I can put in a step. 2 said, starting from 2, count up by 2s until you reach 9. It reached 8. Since 9 is not included in the actual printing, then it said stop. Let's see what happens if we put in 3. So it goes 2, 5, 8, right? So on and so forth. So step just tells it, I want you to go up by this certain number. We can see this behavior a little bit clearer if we change this to, say, 20. So we see 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17. We can change this to 4, 2, 6, 10, 14, 18. All these going up by 4 every single time. That is a for loop, and that is how the for loop in range works. Don't forget that since this is a variable, we can also put strings around it, something common that I like to do. Oh, actually, forgot one extra thing. So we've gone up, but what if we want to go down? What if I want to go 5 to 1? Now we're going to notice that that doesn't actually work. One of the unspoken rules of the for loop is that the start must be smaller than the stop. But we can get around this except if our step is less than 0. All right, so that means I could have a step of -1 and I put out a print statement that had nothing in it. So let's take a look at that again. So we get 5, 4, 3, 2, so on and so forth. So I can change that to 0. That way we can see it go all the way down to 1. So that is how we get it to go into the negative. So the reason I show you this is because don't forget, we can always put strings in here as well, right? A for loop can contain a lot of different stuff. One of the basic things we can do is we can say, you have blank seconds left. There we have it. So saving and running this again, you have 5 seconds left, you have 4 seconds left, so on and so forth. I hope this helps you out a little bit with the for loop and how for loop functions. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. Have a good day.